I don't think it says on that.
My name is Jessie Gutierrez, and I'm actually a librarian here. We are honored to host the OCPublicLibraries graduating class of Career Online High School. I would like to welcome tonight's graduates, friends, and family, and to the Reed OC. Tonight's graduates have done most of the hard work, but they have not gotten here. They would have not gotten here tonight without the help of all of you here in the audience. Your achievement welcomes you into a new group, rich in history and tradition. Now that you are joining this group, you may wonder at some of them. Pomp and Circumstance, the graduation march, is actually a small piece of Sir Edward Elgar's 1901 composition, March Number 1 in D major. In 1905, Elgar received an honorary doctorate at Yale University. To honor their guest, Yale officials had the New Haven Symphony Orchestra play parts of Elgar's composition as students marched in and out of the ceremony. People enjoyed the tune so much that they soon spread to other schools' graduations. We can thank the Navy for the hat-throwing tradition. It's thought that the practice started in 1912 at the U.S. Naval Academy's graduation. Prior to the graduation of 1912, graduates of the Academy were required to serve 2 years as midshipmen before becoming Navy officers, so they still needed their caps. In 1912, the Navy gave their officers hats at graduation, so they no longer needed the midshipmen's caps that they had been wearing for the past 4 years. So to show how pleased they were, the new officers tossed their old headgear up in the air. Other students heard about this practice and followed suit. There is another important tradition, the turning of the tassel, which will come a little later. So congratulations. At this time, I'd like to introduce your student speaker, Alan Zabecki.
That's my dad.
It's never too late to start over. If you weren't happy with yesterday, do something today that will change tomorrow. I like that quote, and I wanted to share it with you because I feel it applies to myself and my fellow students. In 1992, I was 17 years old. School was not my favorite thing. I decided I just didn't want to deal with it anymore because it seemed like no matter what I did, I couldn't get my grades up. I fell further and further behind, so I dropped out and never looked back. But I was lucky, very, very lucky. I stumbled upon something I loved and was good at and soon became my career. 1 year became 5, became 10, became 20. But in all that time, the fact that I didn't finish high school always nagged at me. It was shameful to me. And I thought about it often, but never spoke about it. In fact, up until today, I could count on one hand how many people knew about it because it was a closely guarded secret to me. Only my parents and my wife knew about it, and one other person. In 2016, my daughter was nearing the end of her high school career, but was struggling. I saw in her the same struggles and the same feelings of helplessness that I had had so many years ago. She began talking about dropping out. I wanted her to succeed where I had not, and I shared with her that I never finished high school and regretted it. It backfired. She looked at me and said, well, you dropped out and you're doing just fine. I tried to explain to her that even though it had worked out, I was extremely lucky in finding something I was good at and loved. Most people don't get that opportunity, but it fell on deaf ears. In desperation, I made her a deal. I would go back and finish high school if she would see it through and graduate with her class. She agreed. And we began the process of making up credits she was missing. I drove her to the ends of the earth for summer schools, extra off-campus classes, whatever it took. In June 2017, she walked with her class, and I was immensely proud and relieved. But I had made a deal, and I still had my part to fulfill. I found Career Online High School through the OC Library website, and after meeting with Rebecca Braun, I was allowed to join the program. I have to say, working full-time, being deeply involved in running a competitive cheerleading program,
Go Rockstars.
made it quite challenging to try to get schoolwork in. but I had made a deal. I was 3/4 through the program when I broke my leg, and we lost the facility that our athletes practiced in, both happening within a 2-week span. We lost access to the facility one day before our first competition of the 2018 season. It was devastating to us. I had no choice but to open my own gym and get it in running shape and keep working my day job, broken leg and all. School was the furthest thing from my mind. I was running out of time to finish. But I had made a deal. Through the support of Lee Porch, my academic coach, we formulated a plan. I'd take a leave of absence, take a few months off, get back on my feet, literally, and then finish up. I'm very grateful for the kindness and genuine concern that I was shown by everyone at COHS, because without them I would not be standing here today. They didn't give up on me as I had done 20 years ago, and I was ready to do again. Instead, they pushed me to finish and earn my diploma. Thank you. Before I leave, I'd like to share a little bit of advice I've picked up over the years. Number 1, let it go. Don't expend energy dwelling on little things. Someone cuts you off at the light, your coworker irritates you, whatever it is, let it go. A good rule of thumb, ask yourself, will this matter in a year? Will I even remember it then? If not, let it go and move on. Number 2, ignore them. There will always be people ready to tell you that you can't accomplish something simply because they could not. And remember, not everyone has your best interest in mind. Don't listen. Pursue your dreams, ignore those people. Number 3, give it time. They say time heals everything, but time is also required for growth. A tree doesn't sprout from the ground the moment you plant a seed. It takes commitment, nurturing, and time for that seed to grow into a tree. Don't expect results instantly, overnight, next week, or even in some cases a year. Persistence is key. Be patient. Don't compare. Don't compare yourself to other people. This is especially hard now in the age of social media. But the only comparison you should care about is, am I a better person today than I was yesterday? Number 5, stay calm. Decisions made in anger cannot be undone. There are things in life and circumstances beyond your control. And while you can't do anything about them, you can control how you react to them. Stay calm, think, then act. Number 6, it's on you. You and you alone are responsible for your happiness and your success in life. Don't look to other people for that. Your happiness begins and ends with you. And lastly, number 7, always keep your word. Your word is your bond. Make sure that when you say you will do something or be somewhere, it happens. When you make a deal, follow through. A deal is a deal. I wish you each a happy and prosperous future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alan. My name is Sherry Toth, and I'm the acting county librarian for OC Public Libraries, and it's my true honor tonight to be able to present our class of 2019 with their diplomas. So I'll call them up one by one and hand them their diploma, and then when we're done, we can do the special ceremony with the tassels. So our first graduate I'd like to call up is Argo Wiria. Congratulations on your achievement. All right. Our next graduate, Yusuf Yukanan. Forgive me if I don't get it correct. And last but not least, our speaker of this evening, Alan Zabecki. Thank you. So I'll invite all of our graduates up. So as Jesse said, you can all come up, and what we're going to do is we're going to move our tassels. So if you all want to come up so your family can see. So the gesture of moving the tassel from the right to the left symbolizes your movement from candidate to graduate. So I'll invite you at this time, the class of 2019, to move your tassel from the right to the left. And thank you everybody, all the families and our staff too, for supporting our graduates, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so
very
much.
much. Thank you.